is she doing?
He's just so
Go ahead.
autistic right now. I don't know what's happening.
Go ahead.
So much tism. So much tism. Hey, everybody. We back again. I'm Spencer. And of course, we have our licensed clinical therapist, Naz.
Dr. Pineapple Nas. Wait a minute. I forgot pineapples are a bad thing. Just Dr. Nas.
Oh, yeah. We learned about that from one of our guests in Florida. This is the Different Spectrums podcast, where we talk about movies, shows, and mental health aspects that surround them. We also like to have some laughs, so don't take us too seriously.
Or do. That's up to you.
There you go. Also, don't forget to run up those likes for us. We'd really appreciate it. So if you can tell by now, we have a special guest today, a recurring guest. She's been on before. She's a big Harry Potter fan, as you can see, and might be autistic. Welcome, Mandii Brown, everybody. Mandii Brown.
Hey, everybody.
Greetings, Earthling.
That's not Harry Potter.
I wasn't going for Harry Potter.
That shit just got so serious.
Fuck you. Get off my show.
All right. So today, before we get into it, please go check out all of our lovely collaborators. We have Cure Hydration. We have Pinfinity. They're interesting. We also have Silver Dollar Candle, Two Nerds Candle Company, and then Cat and Raven Company. You can get up to 20% off if you go to our Linktree or use the code DSP or DSP20. Or you could just go into our Linktree and then click on the link, and then you will get that percentage off of your entire order. It's a great, great thing to do. We also have some merch that is out. Mandi's wearing it right now.
Oh, look at that.
Mental Health University. Look at that.
Look at that.
And also, hey, you're different,
Different.
but not less.
You're different, but some of y'all less, but most of y'all not. You average. You're different. And
You know what?
not
If you're watching
that
the
bad.
show, you're not less. Just so you know, I'm going to correct that.
If you buy it, you're gonna have less money, but you still gonna be different. All right, I'm done.
With that, we are going to be taking a look at I was about to say Game of Thrones. We're about to take a look at Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We're going to be talking about representations of fear, trauma of losing all your friends, and then what does it all mean? What does it mean? And why do we keep on going?
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing that. Naz, anything before we get into the show?
We're doing a lot today. So official trigger warning. Obviously, there's kind of creepy first scene. Second scene, obviously, right? There's some folks that die, super traumatic. There's some violence and bloodshed in it as well. So those of you that are watching on YouTube or that are watching via Apple Podcast or Spotify, just as a heads up, you might want to turn down some of those scenes, just as a heads up. And then the third scene will be the kind of afterlife. So I'm excited to talk about those things. We are going to do some engaging conversations about that. Today won't be as much about the TISM. It's just kind of breaking down what goes into trauma, how does this affect folks, and we'll obviously check in with Mandii and how they're doing and any updates. And lastly, Spence, someone recently passed away, and so I figured that maybe you would just speak on that, and then maybe we pay him some respects real quick.
Yes, the great Michael Gambon recently passed away, aka Dumbledore. Yes, passed away. Second iteration of Dumbledore, but at the same time did an amazing job in all of from like 3 to 7. Did an amazing job. So shout out to just everybody who is mourning his loss, and he'll always be living on in Harry Potter. So that's a great thing. So,
yep.
Yes.
I thought it would be good to
bring his other work.
And then Mandii is grieving as well because they have the
Oh God!
materials.
I brought all my children with me for this.
Children.
Yes. As her real child's crying in the background.
He's asleep.
That's good. Chill out with the one point. You know what I'm saying? We both,
Yeah, I don't know who dig you up.
I ain't got a gun, but I got the dark. So. Yeah.
So, I'm super sad about that. I just wanted to pay some respects to that. This will be a Thursday pod, so obviously the guest pod. And so as we get into this, we'll be a little bit quiet for a second as respect, and then we'll get into the thing. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Woo woo.
Hey everyone, I wanted to give a special shout out to our collaborator, Two Nerds Candle Company. Not only do they have great products, but they are also giving back to a great cause. You can tell that they take a lot of pride in making their candles. My favorite is Spock's Monday Coffee. They are also donating 10% annually to support Women in STEM, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. You can use our code DSP or go to our link tree to get 20% off your entire order. We think that this company is great, and we think you will too. So go check them out.
When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye, just like an angel.
Me and Rocket play now?
I can't right now, Floor.
What are you doing?
They are gonna set us free.
Yes, they are, Rocket. We're going to the New World any day now.
No, that can't be true.
It is. They want to kill us all in the morning,
What?
but I'm gonna fix it.
What is that?
It's a key. I'm gonna use it to get us all out of here.
I don't know if that's wise, Rocket.
Me, Rocket, leave! Hooray time forever!
Just down that hall, there's ships. I know, and if we can get to one, I can pilot it. And then we'll all fly away together. The four of us. Just like we always said, okay? Okay?
Woohoo! Yippee! Rocket! Sky! 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 You did it! Yes! You did it! You did it! You did it! You did it! It really is good to have.
Yes, I imagined you'd do something like this. Back in the cage, P13.
Sky.
Q12 and P13 escaped from their pens. Q12 is neutralized, but P13 is still out, so I'll need assistance.
Rocket Team Fargo now! Rocket Team Fargo now!
Remember not to bruise its brain.
Fargo now! Rocket Team
All right, P13, you win the crying contest. Now back in the cage.
Rocket Team Fargo!
Let's go! Rocket, please! Rocket! Down here! Hurry!
Why Rocket? Go.
Friend.
Okay, here we go.
This isn't right.
No, it's good. It's gonna work. It's working.
It needs to be faster.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Rocket.
I let you down. I got you killed. I got everybody killed.
We were right. The sky is beautiful, and it is forever. And I've been flying with our friends.
Can I come?
Yes.
No! Come on!
Quill.
No! No!
Quill.
No!
Quill.
I'm not gonna lose him.
He's gone.
I'm not letting him go!
But not yet. You still have a purpose here.
A purpose for what? They made us for nothing. Just stupid experiments to be thrown away.
There are the hands that made us, and then there are the hands that guide the hands. My beloved Racoon, this story has been yours all along. You just didn't know it.
I'm not a raccoon.
The passkey's going through.
Hey everyone, before we get into the show, please check out our collaborator, Bubs Naturals. They sell a variety of health and wellness products, including collagen peptides, MCT oil powder, coffee, apple cider vinegar gummies, and other amazing products. Go to bubsnaturals.com and use our code DSP20 to get 20% off your entire order. And with that, let's get into the show. And we back.
We're back and we're live. Just like that pigeon looking thing she got in the room. We're live like a pigeon.
It's an owl.
Hedwig. Hedwig the pigeon. There it is.
Ow.
Yeah, that's a big ass pigeon, I ain't gonna lie.
That thing's used the skin from your house. I remember those.
Yeah.
He brings the mail.
Hey, real talk, there's like an owl that hangs out around the house. I've seen it chilling by my bedroom window, and then also I hear it like by the fireplace because like the birds will like chill up there. I'm like,
yeah, apparently owls are like incredibly stupid. So
yeah, it's like in the fireplace tunnel thing. Like I can hear it just in there. Woo!
Better watch your head. They like to actually like claw people's heads at night. Yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna get through. But
Maybe he's bringing your letter to Hogwarts. Who knows?
my letter to Hogwarts.
Yes.
Nerd.
Let him in the house. Let him in the house. You can get your letter.
I ain't no pigeon coming in my house.
I didn't even have a chimney. I don't even know how it got in here. What the fuck?
Yeah. There's gonna be one fried pigeon. Okay.
Oh my god.
Such
All
a
right.
joke.
So Mandii, what's been going on in your life?
Everything. And then, the last time I was on, I stated that I was the cognitive behavior specialist for the men's and women's prison down here. Now I have promoted to getting a contract to being a mental health counselor at the special needs facility here. It's still a part of the maximum security prison, but it's strictly for the men's, and it is literally all mental health behavioral cases. And it's very intriguing, to say the least.
Right.
And then in the free world, I still do coaching and counseling, but my incarcerated lifestyle takes up most of my time, for sure.
All right. So you've kind of said before that you've never seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3 before, right? Never saw it? Never?
Yes, I have. I've now seen it about 6 times.
6 times. Now, why would you see this movie that is exceptionally depressing 6 times?
Well, why not? No, I think for me to see Rocket in a very vulnerable state attracts me to watching it more. And it is sad when all the other ones are so much more action-packed and just gets the heart pumping, especially ever since Thanos came on the scene. But like, I never got to know Rocket and the other ones, not to the certain extent as this one. So like, I actually enjoyed watching it.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of folks, a lot of women, a lot of the women's that love the depressing shows, the trauma shows, the murder shows. I'm like, there's something going on in the water.
In the water.
No, just in the wine. We want to watch it.
I like how Mandy said it's the vulnerability of this man. So like here they go, Spence. Women just trying to see us cry.
Trying to take away the manliness of the man.
I like my masculinity. Okay, I like a steak. I like a good steak. I didn't change.
Why are you talking like steak?
If you look at the last Guardians, when he started losing people, he was like, I lost another friend, and I never like understood that because he said he didn't have friends before. And so this one was like, every time I watch it, I kind of break it down more and more. And I'm like, he was just a baby. Yep. He was just a baby, got tossed in, and was very gullible and naive and thinking of this perfect world, and then boom, just collapsed. And now I made him who he was. So his origin, the villain origin story, but he's not a villain. Kinda.
Well, he could have been.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, could have been. And so, all jokes aside, that's one of the reasons why we want to do this, because it's a pretty good story arc about a young boy that goes through a lot of shit, has a lot of personality disorders and detachment issues, very avoidant because of the trauma and anxiety and fear. Why would you want to lose someone again? So it's an interesting story that I definitely cried my ass off in the theater when I saw it with Spence. I was like, bruh, I left the theater and I'm like, bruh, that was a tough one.
I'm going to move the seat over.
Yeah. Spence like, I'm glad you bought your blanket.
Yep. Hold all your tears.
Yeah.
Never seen a tear-soaked blanket, but you know what?
Yep.
We got it.
It's bad.
We got it.
But yeah, all jokes aside, it is a good show. I don't know if I would watch this 6 times.
No.
I mean, there's a lot of funny stuff to it, though, right, Spence? I mean, you were cracking up during it.
Yeah, there's some good parts. There's some really funny parts. I mean, that's a James Gunn movie. Always has like depressing shit in the beginning, and then just gets the funny out in the middle, and then splices in between of depressing stuff. So
yeah,
I mean, first one has Quill's mom dying, like literally right there with cancer, and you're like,
yeah. I'm like, well, way to start a movie.
Yeah.
A true Disney film. The mom always dies, never fails.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Bambi's mom.
Yeah. Marvel, they always killing the moms, but at least it's not black folk, because usually black folk.
I don't think I've seen a Marvel movie with black people who actually have parents, to say the least.
T'Challa. Thank you.
Oh.
Died.
There we go. Yeah, they died.
She died in the second one. The first one.
Okay, the first one, dad died in front of him. Ain't shit uncle. Crazy ass cousin. Neglectful sister.
Let's not do this.
Shall we go on a dysfunctional household on the screen?
See, this is how they do black people. They kill them all. That ain't right. Right, and then we finally get a movie with some Mexicans, and then we had them fighting the black people. Spence, you already know how much I hated that movie already.
I know you did.
I'm like, we finally get a Latino character, and then now we got them fighting the people of color. That's great. Oh, I really like that.
I mean, he didn't die though.
4 times to understand it. No, but he got his wings cut off, and he got burned, and then he got his ass whooped.
They'll grow back. Anyways, so getting back to this. All right, so
go ahead.
Everyone knows what Guardians of the Galaxy is. I'm not going to explain it. It's fine. So first scene we have is the High Evolutionary. Literally the first scene is High Evolutionary grabbing Rocket as a little baby.
You came from my owl, you had a whole moose.
Yeah, with a sweater. So what did we think our interpretations of this scene was? What do we think it was? Or do you take it literal of just a black hand grabbing a raccoon?
First of all, Black people not gonna grab a raccoon, so there's that.
It's a high evolutionary. He thinks he's better than everybody, so he doesn't really fear anything.
There we have it. And his face was not his face, so is he really Black?
See? It may not be.
Blackface. All right.
He's actually a
Professionally.
robot. So what this is appropriation.
Oh my God.
It's really the white
Answer
man
the fucking
appropriating
question.
the black.
Jesus Christ.
But no, when I saw it initially, I'm not gonna say initially because the first time it pissed me off. The second time I saw it, I saw it from more of a religious standpoint, like the holy hands grabbing someone to help me with my plan and be my little prophet's minions, you know? So I saw it from a different perspective. And then the more I watched it, I'm like, this guy's a fucking devil. So if anything, I feel like the hands purposely chose Rockets and gave him insight and a purpose for whatever journey he was supposed to be on, because honestly, it drove him to stick up for himself, stick up for his friends, and to have a little bit more resilience.
Okay. Solid.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about it. You just see this raccoon with its like family and all the little critters in there just hanging out, and then this hand comes, right? It's like this abyss comes out of nowhere, and then you just see this little scared, cute little thing, right? And it goes to snatch it. To me, it's pretty much the epitome of fear that most of us feel. Like there's this thing coming and waiting for us, and before if you see it, it's too late. By the time you see it, it's too late, and then it snatches you. And it takes you for a ride and a roller coaster of grief, trauma, anxiety, fear, danger, financial ruin, death, grief, whatever it is. I see it as something just snatching you from the happiness or joy that you had, from the life that you were supposed to live. So to me, I thought it was a really good visual, and it's fucking terrifying. And then if you fast forward in the movie, Spence, you obviously know that this hand is probably one of the worst villains in the MCU without any real superpowers. There are some powers, but a lot of these a lot of these villains in these movies, they're like, oh, they're good, right? This dude's the devil. This dude is rotten. There is no like everyone thoroughly hated my dude, and ain't no one going to Halloween dressed up as my man. No.
I'm the high evolutionary. It's just like, get out.
No. I like hurting animals. You can hurt black folk. You can't Mexican. You can't hurt no animal now.
Never gonna get over that movie, are you?
Nope.
Go see Wakanda Forever, folks.
Yeah. It's fine. They die. As soon as we touch a raccoon, oh shit! Well now PETA on the line. Got PETA sandwiches everywhere.
Yeah.
So legit, I thought it was a very good representation. I think it'll make a very good reel on the pod when it gets to Instagram, and I think I'll chop it up in a couple different ways. Spence, you looking back on it, right? Your initial reaction, you probably didn't. You were like me, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Who is this?
Yeah. What do you think about it now? Seeing this goblin hand.
Goblin hand. It's definitely. I think of it as like uncertainty, right? It's like
good one.
Kind of like what you said. We kind of have like that innocence at first, and then all of a sudden, life just kind of comes in out of nowhere and grabs you and makes you kind of realize that you have to like grow up fast, more than others, right? And so that's what we kind of see with Rocket. Like he's been through a lot of traumatic stuff, right? Just from this movie alone. But then you look at all the other movies, like, losing his family in terms of like the Guardians after the snap, and then just kind of and then losing Yandu too, because I think he saw him as like a very mature person, and he saw himself in him, right?
Because they were the same, like that one scene that we did.
Yeah.
So he's been through a lot of stuff, and so I really think that it's that kind of just out of nowhere, like everyone's playing, and then all of a sudden you get picked out of all the other raccoons, and so now you have to mature, or else you might die. And then, but he was lucky to have his friends for that short amount of time, though, because without them he might not have gone on to do anything.
Yeah, he was terrified. I think you're right. It was surprise, a loss of innocence. I think I can feel a lot of clients telling me, "Why me? Why me? Why did all these things happen to me? Why wasn't I chosen to live a better life? Why did I grow up in this predicament?" I'm thinking about a couple different humans. They're like, why couldn't I go to the nice school? Why all my family got to lead a country, and then I got stuck in my home country, and then couldn't go to the U.S. to get the education. I can hear a lot of people tell me, why me? And thus, you don't know. Sometimes the hand just chooses. Someone could say it's God. Someone could say it's destiny. Someone could say it's fate. Some could say, like me, life fucking sucks. And a lot of people are unlucky. A lot of people are unlucky. So yeah, you're right, Spence. So weird scene, very quick scene, but very intense. And I love seeing the little Rocket just being terrified as that hand is coming, because I feel like that's how most of us approach life. Right, all of us here are like happy and life's all good and shit, and also, some of us is like, oh damn, we about to die. We about to die. Especially Mandii on Monday when she go to work.
Yo, not looking forward to this, but as long as I get my salad, I think I'll be okay.
It'll be all right. You're a strong black woman.
I'm something.
Okay. Take us into the next scene.
Yeah, next scene. We have after Rocket is experimented on, he gets thrown into a cage with all these other experimented animals that included Lila, Teefs, and then Floor. And so Rocket finds out that the High Evolutionary, after he created these new society of animals that are more like people now, for like the new Earth or whatever. And so now he tells that Rocket and all of his friends are going to die because they're not needed anymore, except for Rocket's brain. And so Rocket this whole time has been trying to find a way to escape and when to escape. And so now he created this little like key card thing to let him out of the cages. It does, but then a High Evolutionary then kills Lila. And then in the sue of a shootout, Teefs and the Floor get shot as well. Very sad. Very sad. Yes. That's kind of like I do love the fact that in the phase of like the MCU and stuff, a lot of it was a lot of joking stuff, not a lot of serious content. But I love the fact that James Gunn kind of toned it down and made sure to kind of make it a very sad story, especially for a character that we've really grown to love, but yeah. And so with this scene, how do we kind of deal with losing friends, if at all? I mean, right now we're at an age where, losing friends is kind of tough to actually kind of foresee right now, but at some point in our lives it's going to happen. So like, how do you kind of deal with that? How do you deal with that trauma of losing them?
So, Mandii, you could also phrase it in is how do you help someone or guide someone to work through that trauma of losing someone,
That
if you
too.
wanted to.
There we go. I was trying to figure out how to ring it around town. Well, I know for Rocket, his friends, they named themselves all together. They found their identity together. They found a safe space together.
True.
They were their community. They were a family, a little lovey-dovey on the side. But that was his peace that he found in that whole chaotic environment. And so to want to pick them first, to protect them out of all the animals there, to escape as one, and then to lose them, honestly, that should have been his villain story. I know it would have been mine.
Yeah.
And so for those people who have, I won't say similar, I pray that you don't lose friends that gory. But if you lose a friendship based off disagreements, simple falling outs because life changed, but we evolve all the time. And sometimes, once we get to a certain level, that friendship doesn't meet the expectation anymore. And it does suck. You do more in that relationship you have. Of course, therapy. But just process that because that relationship is gone doesn't mean that person is gone. It just means you just need to step away. But in this stage, a good coping skill would definitely having your support group or a family friend to rely on to help bring in those pieces. But trying to figure out how to phrase this because watching that scene all the time, it's sad. Like you just took everything away from me. The last thing I had to like even want to be here, be around. So I think quite honestly, if anyone's experiencing that, then I would definitely say support system for sure. If you have any other support system, then rely on that most of all, and then don't question yourself for that transition. Just find some peace within the breakup phase.
Tough transition. Yeah. Tough transition. Let's say you do lose someone like that, Spence and Mandii. Yeah. That's tough. You lose that many people. Some of it might be your fault. It's not your fault because obviously the person that was the perpetrator, it's their fault. You never blame the victim in these situations. You lose that many people and possibly you're going to blame yourself. You just are. We just know how that goes in therapy. You're going to blame yourself. Yeah. You're going to be completely devastated and probably suicidal. So if we're just being real and spitting facts, you're probably going to find a hard time wanting to live. I think obviously in that shock and terror, he flees and he makes it out. I feel like a lot of people, if they do make it out, their brains will compartmentalize and hush all the trauma, and then it'll hide it. Our brains are really good at dissociating from things like that, putting it away, and then just surviving. Our minds help us survive. But if you're to stew on those emotions, because maybe you're safe afterwards, then you might be very depressed, sad, angry, suicidal. It's normal emotions. Obviously, Spence, he lucked out because he found some people, right? And, it takes time. Highly intelligent, so he's super lucky because it's really not a child. This is like a genius in a child's body. Excuse me. So obviously it's a different circumstance. Losing friends, Spence, you're right. As we get older, we lose a lot of friends. High school, you got a ton of friends. College, you're around a ton of people and friends. You're in your dorms. You're working out. You're going to study in the library. You're going to study in the library. We're studying. We're getting. I'm learning to read.
I hope we're studying the library.
We're studying real good.
Anything nasty? Yes, second.
I mean,
calm down. Calm down. Nope. Don't even. Nope. Nope.
Oh my God, my mind's going.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Calm it down, Mandii. Calm it down.
Put it away. But it's different, man. I end up telling students, and I don't know about y'all, because you, Spence, maybe now as you're getting older, you may tell younger folk, and then Mandii, you don't work with our population or my population, Right, but man, enjoy this time. Enjoy it. Because, you're getting ready to leave college and then you're just going to be you. And you might have one friend in that neighborhood. Everyone kind of dips out around the nation. Mandii, you just said, I got my good friend that lives in Southfield, Detroit, and these other friends in Chicago, these friends over there, right? You're not all in the same pocket anymore. So Spencer was kind of right in tying this in. We all do lose these friendships. They're not gone, but they are out of your immediate vicinity, and it can be very hard, very isolating. As you get older, it's just hard to make new friends. Where do you go? You go to gym, maybe you go to yoga, maybe you go to some book clubs, some chess things, right? Maybe you go to the pub like a lot of humans do, right? You're a pubber, right? Maybe go to the library because we like the library because they got the one section where
that silent library ain't so silent anymore.
That was actually, I used to love that TV show, The Silent Library.
It was so good.
Still out.
Is it? Oh yeah, my ass would never last.
They have a whole new season. It's great.
Oh, fair enough.
I didn't like the sentence that I said.
But you're not wrong. I'm actually kind of going through that transition now to where like my friends from 5 years ago, I've kind of fell off with them because we're not aligning the same anymore. But I can say that the friends that I've had for over 10 years that I know I can call, text, like we're gonna plan a vacation, I'm gonna pull up, stuff like that. Like quite honestly, I think those long-lasting relationships, even though we are far apart, it's easier to maintain because if I had those type of friends and our bond here, I wouldn't be able to fulfill their needs. I can't be with them every day. Like I like the fact that we do weekly check-ins and then we'll do like virtual wine nights and stuff like that. Like they understand my mindset and what I have going on and how close we are. If they were here, we probably would have broke up being friends. Just saying. Damn. So. I love the non-needy friendships. As you get older, when you're less needy, it's easier. And then making new friends, quite honestly, I don't trust as easily. Yeah. Because you never know someone's motive. So if I'm like Rocket, I have my people in my circle, my little safe space. And I know I can come back to that safe space and say, hey, I need a shot and talk. You have space for me. I'll keep it like that.
And that's completely true. A lot of us operate like that. I'd like Spencer like to bring up that they randomly joined a podcast with us like a couple months ago, and now that we consider them as a friend, and now they're back. So like, I don't trust people easily, and then they're like back with us again.
Yeah, back with the weirdos on the internet.
We're back. You got to meet Zach. We're stuck now. Like, oh my gosh.
Like I slid in the DMs.
No.
Facts. Like after that, we're stuck like glue. But I mean, looking at the social climate down here, I don't trust easily because I've seen just even within like a counseling setting, even a prison setting, how easy it is for people to turn on each other for something so small. So I am very cautious here.
As one should be.
It's not easy to make friends here.
Yeah. No, I was only teasing about that. Most of us are cautious.
Yeah.
Specifically, folks like you and I and Spencer, we have to be folks of color, folks with educations, things with a lot to lose. Right. I have a family to protect. You have a family to protect. Right. I mean, we have lots to lose. So we have to be very safe with who we choose to talk to, who we align with, who we give our mind space to. Right. I sent clear my throat on this one. I sent Spencer a text the other day about someone being quite nasty to me in a DM for no reason. Quite nasty. And, supposedly they're an advocate for a bunch of things. I'm not going to say much because I don't like putting people down, but Spencer knew I'll get wound up. And I get wound up about things like this, like super wound up. Spencer's like, it's fine, man. Spence goes find some screenshots on how that person is just a complete buffoon. And I was like, this made me feel so much better. So much better. Validation. Like, I'm not crazy. Spencer's like, you're good, dude. It's fine. Look at this. And he's like, you're not an idiot. I'm like, okay, cool. It's good to know that people have your back when they know you're getting wound up. They know again that shit messed with me the whole day, Spence. The whole day. I kept stewing on it. My repetitive ass, I get obsessed.
I know. Because I thought it was done. Like, kind of like, oh, he's good now. And he was like, man, fuck this person. I was like, okay.
I went and found more screenshots, like calling them on their hypocrisy, right? And obviously to that person, I just said, all good, enjoy your day, right? Because I'm not getting into no battle with no one.
Right.
Yeah, no.
But people, interesting. Some people, some therapists,
are
not
evil.
Are not good people.
Yeah, I was talking about that with Dom, and I was just like, this person like talks to people who are on the spectrum as a therapist, and I'm like, so how do they talk to them at all if they say something that they might not agree with?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm assuming not good.
That's concerning.
Well. Concerning.
Some people. We should jump her.
No, I am not condoning any violence in this one. Their
Don't
life
condone any violence.
Their life
at
will
all
play out the way it's supposed to. Their life will play out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
A fraud will be exposed as a fraud. So,
period.
It's good to have good friends, but it's tough, and so we do lose them. When you see this scene, Mandii, what was the saddest part? When, obviously, what was it, Lily?
Lila.
Is it when Lila passes and gets shot? Is it when he cries? Is it when the friends turn back around and you realize how bad he meant? What is the most disturbing part of that scene to you? And then we'll go in a circle.
It's two parts. So for me, when I first saw it, even the first time when he finally got to touch her, I was like, yes, he's touching Lila. And then, oh, you bitch, you shot her. So for me, it was the fact that they got out of that horrific space where they created their friendship, their bond. He finally got to touch her. And then as soon as he touched her, boom, she's dead. That's traumatic for me. I'm like, do I have a death touch? Everybody that's just going to die, So there was that. That part hurt me because then she's like, I see the sky. The sky is forever. And I'm like, oh my God, she's dying. Okay. And then as like his cry was it came from like his gut. You can feel the pain in his scream. And then it gets mimicked. It's like, oh, kill him. So for me, those two moments hurt the most when he touched her and got the embrace and she died. And then for him to mimic Rocket's grieving moments, his first grief. He gotta go. He gotta go. He gotta die. That's it. He gotta die.
He gotta go.
He gotta go.
And that's why we have black women on the podcast.
I mean, I would have did what Rocket did, but I would have probably clawed his throat. Just saying.
I would have done him like on Blue Streak. I'll rip your eyes out.
Right there. But you feel it. And then him making that call like, those are escaping, and don't forget, if you're gonna kill him, don't hurt his brain.
Right.
Like all bets are off. Everybody got it up. Everybody.
Spence, what about you, brother? What do you think was the toughest part?
I mean, don't get me wrong, Lila when she dies, but then it's like, after Teefs and then Floor gets shot, after he shoots the guards, you're just like, dude, come on. Because they had a chance to leave. I don't know if Teefs would have, because he seemed like he was kind of stuck in that place and just being like, hey man, don't make anything worse. It's like, dude, you're about to die. What are you talking about? Make it worse. Like, literally can't get worse. But I'd probably say after they died, because felt like they wanted to have a chance to live, and then they just never got that opportunity. That
was tough. I think you bring up a good point that folks might not understand is, obviously he wanted to leave. He was the mastermind of it, but Teefs was like, yeah, man, I don't know if I want to go, man. Like, this is it's okay. Like, we can make it work. Like, some people, they know it's not good, but they'd rather be in that position because the devil is better than the devil than you don't know. So that's why people stay in toxic relationships. It's hard to leave certain dynamics in marriage, friendships, coaches, all types of different things. Shit, even some therapists. They're like, oh, it's not that bad. You'll play down to it. It's not, or up to it. It's not that bad. You'll gaslight yourself. I'm like, bro, you're a walrus with like robot legs, like in a wheelchair, bro.
In a
Like
wheelchair.
like some ain't right. Like I ain't no veterinarian, but like, but that shit on there, though.
And his eyes, he didn't blink. I was so concerned.
Yeah.
So interesting point with his dynamic, right? Is what's going on. Then you have the innocent little bunny rabbit. That's probably the most innocent one of all of them. They're just like hanging out, having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I think them going full spasm, like full spectrum mode, full shock mode. Rocket teeth, floor, get in, let's go. Rocket teeth, floor, let's go. Rocket teeth, floor, let's go. I'm like, oh my God, that destroyed me. I think them spazzing out was probably the second hardest thing. The first hardest was his just emotional scream. The emotional scream, and then, like you said, it's from his gut, from his soul. That as a type of cry, like what you see in Booby Miles from Friday Night Lights, what you see in like Godfather when he screams when his daughter gets shot. That's the type of cry you hear, like people just like belch in pain. And so that was tough. That makes me cry every time. I can't breathe. Literally, when that scene happens and he cries, I can't breathe. Like it just, my nervous system literally just stops me from breathing from the anxiety and fear. And then, because it's overstimulating, for me at least, hearing the rabbit floor keep talking and talking, I'm like, they about to get shot. Because I'm like, he's going to freak out and shoot you just because you're being so loud and annoying. They're very intense. So, this scene is interesting for a couple different things. We talk about, I wrote down protection. I've been talking to humans recently about love. I don't know if y'all know what love is. When you look, I just bought a cake today at Kroger, and I was like, I love this bitch. It's a chocolate cake.
It's kind of scary how like the whole time I can't hear you breathing, but as soon as you start talking about cake, it just
got excited.
I got this chocolate Oreo cake. Me and my dad cut into, and we're like, damn, this good. This real good. The lady goes, is it someone's birthday? I said, no, we just fat as hell.
It's my birthday.
So I need a treat. I want it.
I'm
I
like,
deserve it.
girl, you see me over here deep breathing and shit, right? When you was touching it, like, don't drop my cake out, girl.
Don't hurt it.
Oh, giggity. Sorry.
Yo.
Too much. Is that a pie? No, I'm joking. And I don't even know what the hell I was talking about.
Of course you don't.
What was I talking about before I got in? Oh, love.
Interacting with humans.
Okay, love. So we're talking about love. And how I know I love someone is, and whatever. If you think this is too masculine, it is what it is. But the way I know it, the way I know that I feel something about you is I will feel protective. I will feel protective mentally, not always, not a physical thing, mentally. Sometimes it comes down to coaching and advising and mentoring. Sometimes it is physical. Sometimes with some folks, it's financial, right? Someone's struggling that I know, possibly. And then Pops was like, yo, if you need something, just let us know. And they're like, no, we're good. And Pops was like, hey, just let us know. I've done that for a few people that I deeply love. And this is what we call platonic love. This is what we call agape love, friendship love. So I know I get protective. And what Spence may know is possibly when I get triggered and I get like super protective and I can't do anything, well, then sometimes I'll just tank and cry. Because I have so many emotions coursing through me, then I'll just like fall apart.
Right.
So that's how I felt with Rocket. He loved them so much, he was protecting them. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. That to me is one of the ultimate loves. He was willing to like sacrifice and martyr to get them out. So I wanted to bring that up, and I wanted people to think about what is this love thing? How do you know that you really like the person that you're with? What will you do to help them if needed? I think it's cool to think about that. Earlier, Mandii, you said something about your friends. You're falling out with some other ones, but you're close to someone's there and there. You do anything for some of these people, right? I'm like, man, yeah, Spencer would die, and I'd be like,
Hey, well, I'll just go find another way.
We will probably rush to his side. Come on now.
You know what? There's another logic looking motherfucker around here somewhere.
And melt the dust.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, hey, man.
I've met 30 mixed guys in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I know I would do a lot for my friends. Like one of them just got married, and I drove 10 hours to get to her wedding, and then turned back around after. And then my other friend, Tam, she's in Richmond. Her grandmother just died, so I'm going to bust that drive next week.
Yep.
And just to be there, I've been checking in with her like almost like every 3 hours. So I'm like, I'm not charging you. You can talk to me. Because they're like, oh, you're going to charge me for these sessions? No, not you. Maybe your friend, not you.
Yeah. I forgot to do something. I apologize to this person. One of my boys, one of my road dogs, Moses, who went to the graduation, Spence, you met him. He just got promoted. He just got promoted to detective. This is crazy ass shit. And his wife just got a brand new job working with the government. And I bring this up, right, because we grew up together, very poor. I'm not going to get into some of the traumas that we've been through together. And then, right, he got out of the Marines, did his thing, had a gorgeous little boy with his wife. And then he's an officer in one of the worst cities in the nation. And now he's a detective. And he just told us yesterday, and we're like, holy shit. For one, your ass a detective? Like, that don't make no sense. Motherfucker, you can't even read. It's just awesome to know that some people do so good. I brought this up because you said you drove. Well, he also drove to see my father and make sure that we were good for the graduation for the PhD. So it made me think about that, right? Friends will do certain things. Spencer's done certain things. But that long ass drive and driving my car here and there and all the packing and unpacking and shit and just lifting. We do things for each other. Protection, love, care, emotional support, intimacy. Now imagine if this scene happens and that person was taken from you by something or someone. It would be devastation. Yeah, you've been there, yeah, right. Thankfully I haven't been there. Oh, I have been there. I think the only time I was actually very, very sad about a loss was only with one friend. Never any relationships. They all ended okay, my relationships. It was a friend. Gross. Sometimes even when I talk about it, I get super sad because I don't like loss. So losing a friend is like, fuck.
I'm still grieving it, so I definitely understand. It's been officially a year.
Happens. It happens. Certain things. There's this song by Coldplay. I think it's just called New Friends. Jesus Christ. You want to hear a song, Mandii, and have a good cry? You play this song. Have you heard New Friends from Coldplay?
I have. But the song that made me, it's weird. I used to cry about it in high school was Yellow.
Yep.
So I was really depressed when I was in high school, and that was like my go-to song to just like breathe, and it used to make me cry. Now
Yellow's a good one. The New Friends one from one of the newer albums is tough. I'm glad that you talked about that. I'm glad that me and Spence brought this one up. So, because I'm a therapist, I asked a question to Mandii. One loses a friend, or a fallout, or some weird stuff happens, right, or whatever. How does that change someone moving forward? What does that make? We've already touched on it, but I want you to articulate it, and then I'll hop in, add some sauce, and then Spence add the seasoning. Yeah.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching our show today. We just wanted to take some time to give a special shout out to our collaborator, Cat and Raven Design. They are a small queer-owned business that specializes in LGBTQ+ pride soaps. They have great designs, some that even look good to eat, but don't. You can get 10% off your entire order if you use the code DSP or go to our link tree. Help support this great small business and help give back to a great community. Hey, this is your co-host Spencer, and I'm bringing you a special message from our collaborator, Silver Dollar Candles. They have great scents to go with great messages, just like Best Dad Ever, True Crime and Chill, and my personal favorite, When This Candle Is Lit, Give Me That. You can also make your own candle and message that fits you. So go use our link in our link tree to get your order placed with Silver Dollar Candles today.
So, like, how would this change someone's personality moving forward? Did you just say crack?
I did. A little crack. Just a little crack.
Booger sugar.
Someone the other day said my partner's I don't know who this was. My partner's a geologist. I said, what he like the rocks, huh? And I had to be like, what type of he like the blue one? Oh, he like the white one.
You're dumb.
And she was like, I don't understand what you're trying to say. Nina, mind you, this is in a therapy session. I'm like, he like the blue one. Yeah, I love my neurodivergent clients, especially when I say random shit and they just stare at me, and I'm like, ha ha ha. You're paying for this, remember?
Like, just laugh and join along.
Yeah, it's fine. You can send me into HR. Oh, that's right, it's my own company. I'm HR. Hello. Hello. No, but how could this change someone's personality for the worst? Not for the better, for the worst.
I know Rocket had every chance to be a villain after this. Me, I would probably turn into Thanos. I'm killing everybody. Okay? You take my best friends, everybody gotta go. And don't do that.
And where we at?
If I was Rocket, me with my me with my own grieving process. When I lost my best friend last year, he was murdered.
Jesus.
And so
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he got shot in front of his mother at her house.
Wow.
And I found out like an hour later on my way to work. And so for me, I was angry because at that point, you know, I was pregnant with my son. We were excited. You know, I'm like, it's gonna be us, the gang, and now I got a midget. It was I had so much to look forward to, and then like he didn't even make it to any of that. And I like was in a very, very deep depression phase for like 2 months.
Yep.
Didn't want to eat. I didn't want to talk to my regular friends because I felt like that friend, and I had him tattooed on my rib. I was like, this is my person. Like if I have a male version of me, it is him. This is my person. This is my male soulmate right here. And like he got snatched away. And I felt like the same cry Rocket had, I feel like my soul was like gone. And so I'm like, this is every moment for me to say, F life, F trying to heal others. I need to be mad and figure it out myself. No, my dumb ass still went through school and was still doing therapy sessions. It's like, this is crazy. But I think once I kind of got out of very slowly, got out of that denial phase of him being gone and finally accepting it, then I was able to allow that support system to come in. It took a while. At least it took like 3 months. But no, like it changes everything. It changes how you interact with people. It changes how you move, how you talk. I don't even go to the same spaces no more. Luckily, our favorite spot we used to go to closed down. But when I first walked past it, I broke down and sat on the ground crying. So like, I don't go to the same spaces. I don't listen to the same songs. Yep. All our pictures and videos, I keep it like in the hidden album and stuff like that because it's too painful to touch it.
Too much.
And so it's just, even when I get like, that's why I say I can't trust. Like when I get new genuine friendships, I'm like, damn, what's going to happen next? The world's acting crazy. The purge is coming. Am I going to lose you too? And with mental health at a rise right now, that's even more concerning because I do have friends that have like strong suicidal ideation phases. So I try to come be superwoman with that and be protective and kind of fill in that gap and overdo it. So, I mean, grieving a loss of a friendship, whether it's like you guys go apart or they actually like leave this earth, is hard because you have to find a new identity without them when they've been a part of your identity for so long. And so like I said, a lot of stuff that I used to do, I don't do. I don't listen to the same songs anymore. I don't go to the same spaces. It's difficult. It was difficult. But I learned healthy coping skills. So if I would drive past it, I would like kind of like stay focused on that route and play like a different song that wouldn't trigger certain memories or certain smells and stuff or whatever. So I understand Rocket. I would want to blow up the earth too. Or claw that guy's neck, for sure.
I think about the scenes. I'll have you do it, Spence. I don't mean to put you on the spot. Can you give us a background of who the hell this Rocket guy is and how he acts in the other movies? Just go like, when I say Rocket and like the other movies, how does he usually act? What's his personality in the other movies?
Kind of a jerk. He knows, it's more of like he knows he's smart and he shows it off all the time. I think he was technically a bounty hunter. And that's where like him and Quill met because they were both trying to get this object. And so that's how they met. But for Rocket, he was just like very cocky. Didn't really take any shit. Also didn't let anybody kind of in his circle of people except for Groot, which was a talking.
I'm saying he's like low key. Rocket's a dad. Groot's his child. Like, oh my gosh, that's his protective factor right there that keeps his sanity. Groot is his baby. It's a big baby, but it's his baby.
And he actually did. I mean, technically, he did grow him. And
again,
so, yes, and so it's always interesting. Like once you go from like the first to the second movie, because in the second movie, then we really see Rocket finally opening up and allowing people to kind of be in, even though throughout the movie he was such like an ass. He was an ass, but at the same time, then after seeing this movie, you really understand why he was and why he wasn't really allowing people to come in, and why him and Yondu really found each other's, like how similar they were to each other, right? And so it's always interesting, and I thought it was such an interesting choice to kind of take Rocket out of the story in the beginning of the movie, even though we're learning new things about him and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting that we're that they kind of make sure like be like, oh, he might die. But yeah, which made it even more powerful when he came back, and then now he's the leader of the Guardians. And then this will probably help us transition into this next scene. Actually,
it will. Let me add a little bit of sauce on it. So he's known, like you said, as this asshole, very standoffish, avoidant personality. Right, as I brought up earlier, not letting people in, very protective, very antagonistic, very sassy. Wrong word. Very sarcastic. Some would say aggressive, passive aggressive. So you don't want no friends, don't need no new friends, right? It's me, Groot against the world vibe. Fuck everyone. I get it, because why would you want to have that pain again? You've already had friends. I don't need any more fucking friends. I had enough friends. I know what love is. Now I'm just gonna live my life. I already had love. They'll be like, well, you're missing out. No, I already had good friends. So it's like some people that I've done therapy with that have been married, and I have had my partner. I don't need another partner. It's years down the road. You can still look into having another. No, I'm good. Okay, hey, if you're good, you're good. But some folks are not good. So his personality, I think I'm actually going to repost that very powerful scene from 2 when Yondu was like, I know why you do this. I knew why you take things you don't need and you push everyone away that ever loves you because just a little bit of love lets you know how empty and lonely you are. I know who you are, boy, because you're me. Because when you cannot love anything or even yourself and so scared that as soon as someone shows it to you, you self-sabotage and you push them away. And then it's a proven prophecy. Oh, look, they don't actually want to be around me. No, you're pushing people away, you asshole. Stop acting like this, and then people will show you the love. But now people hate me and they don't want me. No. You're self-sabotaging. And then you're telling yourself that it's true. It's not true. So, before you could have seen him as a dumbass or ignorant or just annoying, but now you understand why. And it's because the pain is just as equal as his poor behavior with others in the previous movies. It's just pain. The pain is the reason why he acted like that. And I think many of my followers on here, our followers on here, many of Mandi's clients, maybe even herself at once, is no. I don't want to put up with it. I'm going to tell everyone to piss the fuck off, and I don't have time for it. I don't have the emotional availability for it. It's me against the world. Fuck you. Or I hurt your feelings. Go fuck yourself. I don't care. I don't care. Grow the fuck up. So it's a very good symbol of his story arc is this scene and why he became the empty shell that he was. Because the empty shell is just the reciprocal and the equality of how much love and how much was taken from him in the grief. So if folks want to know what it's like to grieve, this is it. You can go the empty way, you can go the villain way, you can go the extreme caregiver and protective way. There's really no, you can go suicide. You really don't know when you lose someone. And hopefully you have some companions to help you along the way. And maybe a year, months, weeks, couple years, things start to make a little bit more sense and you get more of your identity back instead of just the grief. The grief is not your identity. It's just something that happened to you. Hopefully that all made sense. I feel like that made sense, correct?
Yes.
All right. So, fucked up scene. I would like to say that I would have acted the same way after my partner was shot. But in actuality, I don't know. Because I might have just been stuck in my shock. But I've also been in situations to protect people that are being held at gunpoint, and I jumped. And so everyone else could get away. So maybe I would do something. I'm not really sure. I'd never like to say what I would do because you never know until you're in that situation and your nervous system takes over. So, all right. That's just a serious moment there. So, Spencer, let's get into this next scene and then let's have a little bit of fun with this one.
Yeah, so fun. So in this scene, so the whole time throughout the movie, Rocket was shot, and so he's trying. So all the Guardians are trying to find a way to get this protective wear off of his heart, so that they can put this healing patch on, and so. They finally get the code to get rid of the lock on his heart, or the bomb or self-destruct on his heart, and it's not working at first. And so and then we kind of see the scene where Rocket is in this heaven, we'll call it, or in the afterlife, or he's about to be, and Lila, Teefs, and then Flora's there to kind of welcome him. But then she says that it is not your time yet. It's not your time yet. And how the story it's been about you the whole time. Which I was like, and then you look back and you're like, yeah, I guess it was. wasn't about Peter Quill. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. It's never really about the white man.
It's never really about the white man. It's about the animals in the story.
The raccoon.
The raccoon.
Or what we call trash cans.
They have a mask on their face. And then they're talking, and then after Lila kind of tells him like it's not your time yet, then the code starts working, and it's kind of interesting because it's like, was it because he finally found that will to live, or was it because Lila told him that, you know, this isn't your time yet, and he just kind of listened to her, or maybe his body was just finally healing. You don't know, right? You don't know. And then the code starts working, and then he comes back to life. Still denies he's a raccoon, though. He'll deny that until he saw it on a plaque. American raccoon. So he's finally back. I thought somebody was one of the Guardians was gonna die in this movie, for real.
They made it seem like everyone was going to die in this movie.
I know. I thought Dave Bautista was going to die. I thought Star-Lord was going to die. Yeah. All of them.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that production. And then he went home. Like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
So the only one that died was a black man.
An evil black man dies.
Well, you know what?
Hooray!
Blackface.
He didn't die, so.
Blackface.
Yeah, no, does he actually die in the movie? I don't even remember.
No. So they have a deleted scene of where he actually lives.
Oh, yeah. That's fucking glorious. Jesus Christ. This is fucking Star Wars. No one dies anymore. No one dies.
They literally... Well, I mean, Rocket said he wasn't going to let him die. He was going to let him live. Okay.
There you go.
He was just, seriously maimed, injured.
Well, yeah. I mean, let him live with his shame.
Yeah.
While he could escape our prison. All right. So, what does this all mean, folks? What does this all mean? Is there an afterlife? Is there not? I don't know. What's happening? I don't get it. Mandii, answer. What's happening?
Jesus is black.
I think it's as Lila. I think for me, once he finally got to see them again, got that instant gratification, be reunited, got to have that touch without it kind of interrupted from her. And honestly, I think he knew he wasn't going to die anyway. That's why he asked for permission. Can I come too? Maybe he was just like, I've been so long without you all and been by myself, even though he's had a family now, but he's been without them so long, and that was his original fat four, if you will. Can I come to? I'm tired. Like, I'm tired of fighting. I'm just ready to be at peace at this point. And she's like, yeah, but not yet. Which is like, a sour thing to say. But I think it was good that he actually got to see that, because now he knows when he is gonna get that moment to leave Earth where he's actually going to be reunited with. Like, we're up here in the sky just waiting for you. Just, whenever you're done with your purpose. So hopefully that doesn't mean he's going to meet Jesus any quicker, but, he does his purpose on Earth.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. He has guarantee assurance that he will be there with his friends again.
Yeah.
Which then that kind of allows him to actually enjoy, I guess, life. Right? So that then he knows, always has that backup no matter what.
Yeah.
Because quite honestly, everything that he's been going through, I don't think he's really been enjoying it. There's been enjoyable moments, but he's just been really over it and out of control, and most stuff is trauma response. And then of course being protected, but a lot of it's trauma response. Now it's
Thank you. Trauma response is accurate. I would say anchored.
Yeah.
His life and his soul, his entity, his mind. His nervous system has been anchored from the past and the misery and the abuse of before. Spence, this reminds me of a scene that we got to do in Gladiator and that is one of the most horrific scenes for me to watch ever. It's just so triggering. Obviously, when he dies, and then the queen, right, says it's okay, go, and he walks through the cornfields, and then it cuts to the next scene where his best friend, he covers this little wooden thing that he made in the dirt, and he said, "I'll see you soon, my friend, but not yet, not yet." It reminded me of the same thing. Not yet. I won't see you. Not yet. You're right. I guess I didn't think of that representation of that. That's why maybe he has more peace now, more happiness. Question for all of you. I'll go first on this. I wanted him to technically die and be with his friends. I felt my heart open when he was going to go with his friends. I wanted that. I thought that was the thing to do. Does that make sense? Am I crazy, or did you want him to like stay alive? Because I wanted him to be alive. When I saw that moment, I'm like, I want him to be with his friends, his family.
I think it makes sense. But at the same time, I also think that now he's helping other people kind of find their happiness, and then also helping protect others, So yes, it in a way is kind of like a selfish thing in a way for him to like, pass on and just be with his friends, because he has so much more knowledge and so much more protecting to do. And he also has a family now, that's still around.
True.
In the Guardians. So like I get where you're coming from, but at the same time I think that Rocket made the right choice of coming back, because he has so much more to give. And it's not one of those things of like, maybe he could give, maybe like, no, he literally is like a protector, and
he's literally the guardian of the galaxy.
Yeah, he's a guardian of the galaxy. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on
him. I'm kind of the same. I wanted him to go. I was genuinely at peace with him dying, but in the back of my mind is, Quill did just lose Yondu, and then met his dad in the last one, and then had to kill him, and then he lost Gamora, or his image of who Gamora was to him. And then if he lost Rocket, I think that would have been an extra grieving process that he may have not been able to mentally handle, because he's already was grieving the relationships that he has already lost.
He was already an alcoholic in this movie. He wouldn't have been, he wouldn't have been able to do it.
I think his suicide ideation probably would have kicked in a little bit stronger. So I would have, as a fan, been at peace with Rocket going, because he's done so much for so long. He deserved, in my mind, to breathe.
Yes.
And his friends with his breathing moment. But the fact that he got to come back, I thought that was dope, because then he went back to the same space where he was found. And instead of it being a traumatic hand grabbing those raccoons, it was him being their savior and coming to get them and rescue him and saving the rest of the animals. So he got to change the narrative for all of them, plus those kids that were there too, and help them escape, and to, instead of start their journey like they did, what he did with his in a very horrific way, it's like, okay, let me just save you and bring you all the peace that I wish I would have had when I was in this type of space. So in the end, I mean, it was good that he's alive. I give it credit. I mean, it pulled at my heartstring. I'm like, oh my God, he's dead. Well, yay, but no, but yay. And then he came back, like, oh, well, never mind. It's a yay. So yeah.
When they waved, and don't get it twisted, I obviously picture all of them as being super weird and innocent and like neurodivergent in my mind. And when they wave, hello, oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming home. Because he's like, can I come too? And then the flatlines, okay, yes, just let him die. So,
just let him go.
You good? Go be with the people.
Instead, he came back to life like a zombie. So.
He is a zombie now. I think there's so many freaking scenes in this movie that made you want to cry. It was just like, what the fuck, James Gunn? What? And shout out to Chris Pratt and Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper killed it as Rocket. I hope he comes back again. And then Chris Pratt, that scene where he's just like freaking out that Rocket's like dying.
Yep.
That was pretty good.
Can't do it again.
No.
Someone, like Mandii said, too much loss. That would have been the destroyer of almost all of them.
Yeah.
All mental health issues, all types of alcohol and drug issues. It would have been bad. So again, we see grief. We see tragedy. We see resiliency. We see this thing, what did he say, Spence? You're not, it's not about the creator's hands, but the hands of how did the quote go?
It's not the creator's hands. It is the hands that, oh my gosh, I lost it. It's the hands that guide the other hands.
Yeah, something like that.
Mandii was talking about how you believe that was more of a maybe spiritual thing, or maybe you were created by this evil individual, but there was something else, a greater purpose, higher than this evil individual that created you. I could see that. I think for me, I see that as only thing that makes it weird is because obviously there's like a romantic thing, but I could see that as a counselor telling your client or friend or loved one, aunt, uncle, whatever it is it turns out you are actually the creator. You were the original, the main person in this entire movie. Right? I thought it was my movie. No, it was actually, I'm just one small piece in your movie. And I love saying that to clients. You think this is like some big deal. I'm one little tiny piece. This is one tiny thing in your story. And I've actually had clients talk about it. They're side characters and they don't want no attention, this and that. I'm like, no, you're the main fucking character in the story. You just don't understand it. This is all you. As a human, I worked with that, they were so dampened and stunted by their Bible that they would never allow themselves to feel any joy because that would be a sin. It would break one of these seven sins. And so anytime they would have happiness, they would be ashamed. Or anger, they would be ashamed. And they were always in this tragic feeling of shame or guilt. And then one day they go, hey, you know what? Turns out that person I've been talking to a while, I'm actually like feeling really good and things are going really good. And I'm like, I can tell something's going on. She said, why? Because I see your feet starting to wiggle. And what does that mean? I said, your body's getting really excited and you're really fucking happy. I ain't happy. You said, why are you looking at me? So it's really exciting to see how happy you are, but it's terrible. I'm not supposed to enjoy things. My body and my mind is only for God. Like, yeah, that's not how it works, homie. And I'm going right to hell. I said, if you already going right to hell, we might as well just keep doing the shit we doing because you guarantee one-way trip. I mean, I'll see your ass down there with a couple of the friends. So I'll give you counseling in hell. And they're like, that's not a good way to live. I'm just saying, I got you back in hell too. You're already guaranteed to go. Fuck it. Continue doing what you're doing. It's fun to see people finally live life and breathe for the first time.
Yeah.
To finally live, even though they're still scared and ashamed or guilted, or it's fun to see them be like, holy shit, I can be happy. Like, hey, you dumbass, I've been telling you that for like 2 years now. Jesus. Everyone thinks they know everything, and as soon as they come into therapy and we experience a few things, they're like, oh my God, I didn't know shit. You don't say. You don't say. Obviously, I get to have a lot different clients than Mandii. Mandii seems to be doing I don't think you have the happiness and joys that the clients I get. You got more of the stabby ones.
Wait, remember, I do have outside clients as well, so I get to experience some joy.
Okay,
in
good.
My day.
Good.
Just later in the evening.
There you go. So I wanted to bring some attention to that is, folks, that you are the main character in the story. This podcast will be a side thing that maybe helps you figure out that it is your story. This is to be fun. This is to give you a visual. This is help you provide psychoeducation. But we are just one little tiny microscopic thing in your story. And hopefully you have other people to lovingly whisper in your ear, you got this. As Mandii said, friends that supported you, loved ones that supported you in your times. Spence, that I know that you've had multiple times throughout your life and in my life. There's certain things whispering you, telling you you can do it.
Hey, are you a nerd? Do you like pins? If you're like any of our followers and you said yes, you should check out our collaboration with Pinfinity. They have Power Rangers pins, Transformers pins, and for all of our bronies out there, My Little Pony pins. Go check out our link tree or use our code DSP to get 20% off your Pinfinity order today.
The funny thing is, it reminds me of the Dumbledore scene, right, with Harry Potter, because Harry has a question, Dumbledore's gone. Rocket's like, "Hey, I'm not a raccoon," and then he gets pulled away. It's funny how they love ending it like that little tease. What do you think that is, Spencer? Why do they do that?
Why?
Just like you never get your questions answered? I don't know. Why do they always tease us?
Pretty much. I mean, like, it's always that kind of open-endedness, just being like, I have all the answers. Bye. It's just a mess with you.
So cool. It's so cool.
I'm a raccoon. But I'm not a raccoon.
Yeah.
It's like, just die again. You can ask one more time.
Yeah. I'll give you the answer once you're dead. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes.
That mean you want me to?
Yeah.
Do you think now his heart will be more open to life, to vulnerability, now that he has come from all the trials and tribulations and conquered them? Do you think? I would assume, but do you think?
I think yes, because he's already doing it with other guardians. And I mean, he literally brought on the one guy who almost killed him in the gosh, what's his dumb name? What's his dumb name?
The redhead, the bald guy?
The redhead.
No, the gold one. The gold man. He's now family.
Adam Warlock, that's
Adam
what it was.
Warlock, yeah, Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
You're right.
He was an enemy because he stole some shit.
He stole the one that batteries. The batteries.
Yep.
But he's the one that actually put Rocket in the state that he was in.
Correct.
Yep.
So he kicked everything off. And now he just, we're friends now. I killed you, but we're cool. How does that work out?
Doing it because of the freaking asshole made me do it. The black guy.
Well, yeah, now his mom is dead, so it's like, we can be friends now.
Yeah, it's like, mom can't hold me back anymore.
Question.
Here it is.
Their mom was good looking, right? She was good. She was gold with gold, but she was good looking.
She was codependent and narcissistic.
Good looking gold woman, if I ever seen one.
You're 24 karat gold, girl.
Bruno Mars has a song about you. Let me play it for you real quick.
So, Mandii, you said she's narcissistic. Is she, or was she just being traumatized by that higher guy, whatever the hell his name is?
Codependent. Used to be manipulated, but she was very narcissistic. Before he popped in the picture, the first film.
Yeah. There you go.
She was like a miniature version of him.
So maybe that's why I'm attracted to her.
Yeah. We're good today. We got Miss Library over here. Gold member over here.
I'm just going to peel off my skin and eat it.
It's gold.
There you go.
I'm just saying, this was a wonderful story arc. I'm glad that we got to talk about this and some of the traumas, how it can affect people. Hopefully people can have a different or a better understanding of what trauma means, specifically how childhood trauma can affect you because he was so young, but also just losing someone, as Mandii said, later on in life and how that can affect you moving forward. These are difficult things and difficult times for many folks, and it's very common, and thus that's why we're talking about it. I will add this, since we did not talk much about autism. When someone on the spectrum loses someone, like, they're not, they don't look sad or they're not doing this or that. You don't know what that person is thinking, right? They just may not show the physical affect of it. So don't judge too hard. And one of the big things is though, when we lose our people, it's like completely devastating. So, Spencer, we just did a podcast on Welcome to Wrexham.
Yep.
And you remember when she said the daughter, COVID happened, they couldn't do soccer no more. She said it's pretty much like she was severely mentally depressed and like messed up. I guarantee you, she was saying suicidal things. Guarantee it. Because you lose something. Ooh, I'm sure that's going to be loud on the podcast. Just hit the microphone. You lose some. Yeah, they're going to be like, "What the hell?" Someone's probably going to be driving. Jesus.
So I'm driving I-95 and then autism.
If you heard that bump, you now got autism. I hate when I lost it. What were we talking about? Oh, when folks on the spectrum lose someone, it can be extremely devastating to lead to very intense feelings. So everything that we've talked about magnified. And so that become a very obsessive, compulsive, it could be very suicidal, it could be everything that we talked about intensified. So those of you that made it to the end of the pod know that check on those who are neurodivergent when they lose someone. Check in. Obviously, I'm not trying to generalize to everyone, but please check in because it could lead to more looping and spiraling compared to other neurotypical individuals. That was the last thing I had. Mandii, did you have any Tabasco you wanted to put on this? What, you got any? Yeah. You got any tapatio you want to put on this?
Woo! All I gotta say is that
hot sauce. That girl sweating and shit.
Ooh, Lord, all I gotta say is that despite any grief or traumatic event or situation you may experience presently or in the future, that you are still the captain of your ship. You can still change your trajectory. Feel those emotions, but do not dwell there because it is not healthy. And then when you do get over that hardening phase and begin to soften up, allow people to be there for you and hold you. And it's probably like the biggest thing, because I feel like now that Rocket did get that confirmation and everything, and then rescued everyone and then came back as one, I feel like his heart is going to be less hardened in the future.
Yes.
And it would be easier for him to let, which he's already shown, like we said, but it'd be easier for him to kind of let his circle in a little bit more and to actually attach himself to them outside of groups. So he can actually create a bond with them outside of just, oh, we're just saving the world and I'm the captain. Yeah. No, I actually care for you now. We're a family system. So be like Rocket.
Okay. Yeah. Spence, you gonna let me hold you? Don't make that face at me, motherfucker. Let me hold you, motherfucker. You gonna like it.
You can hold Dobby if you want to hold Dobby.
Dobby?
No.
Yes.
I don't like white man.
He's a no.
I don't like how his loincloth is almost coming out of his body. I don't like that.
Get off my elf.
His eyes keep on looking two different directions at the same time. It's very scary. I got those chameleon eyes.
After I had that cornea scratch on my eye, I had the whole Forrest Whitaker like lazy eye going on. I thought it was attractive. All right, Spence, take us out, brother.
All right. Thank you for joining us today, everyone. And thank you, Mandii, for coming on once again on the Different Spectrums podcast. Go check out all of our great collaborators. Said them before. They're up there. Go check out our link tree, all on there. Also, remember, you are different, but not less.
Not less. You might be a little different, but you're definitely not less. You're going to have less money, but you okay. You average. Yep.
All right. And with that, I'm Spencer. That's Nas. This is the Different Spectrums podcast.
All right, everyone. Much love. And remember, take care of yourself.
Or don't.
And that's completely up to you. All right. Take care. And
Bye.
bye. And remember, the next video right next to our finger. Click on that. That is specially made just for you. Over there. That way. Yes. Bye, people.